What is up, you guys? The Fallout would here, and today I'm taking a detour on the Spider-Man What If because something went wrong with the thing. I don't know how to say it, but my video messed up. So I spent an hour yesterday, and I was very tired. And I thought to myself, let's upload this thing. Nope. Some reason it was a dud, and I couldn't even hear my own voice. I tried everything. It was just like the video was, I don't know why, but it was somehow corrupted. And yeah, I am irritated about that, but I decided to give you another what if. Because I decided to just calm down for the day and just go with something much more easier. I don't know for who though, because I think I'm gonna screw this one up. But let's try it anyway. This is actually gonna be an OC character that I thought of. Depending on what you guys pick. So my OC's name, really, I don't have too much of a name for him, but I thought to myself, why not just call him like Alex or Alexander or something like that. But for right now, Alex will do. Alex is an American. He's from Texas. Not only that, he has a couple of hobbies, such as photography. Well, not photography. He actually likes cooking a lot. And not only that, he's, I don't know how to say it. He loves riding on his skateboard. And he doesn't like to cause too much attention for himself, despite the fact that he would wear something like this. Now, I'm not giving him an ability. That one is up to y'all. There's a couple of abilities, such as he can either be a ghoul from Tokyo Ghoul. Oh, and this is actually what if the OC was in unordinary. If I forgot to explain that. Unordinary is basically a webtoon. If I can, let's see here. Actually, I watched the majority of this, but if you guys want, you guys can let's see. Well, you guys can actually see it. I have a lot of different ones, and I actually like watching some of them, but I haven't watched all of them. I have like a lot right here. Like, what's the good one that I like? Infinite Leveling. Sweet Home. The Lone Necromancer. I haven't watched all these the whole time, so even Jungle Juice, Lookism, Villain to Kill. This is not a plug. This is not a plug. I got this from Webtoon, but if you guys don't have it, use it. If you guys like watching like manhwas and all that stuff. Let's see. But I watched Unordinary. I was watching Unordinary a lot more. Oh, I do like this one right here. Just to, I like the Merryweather comics. It's actually adorable, but weird at times. Yeah, this is like it's Unordinary. It takes place like, think of like the My Hero universe, but there's a hierarchy, and there's no heroes. There's probably heroes, but I haven't watched it all the way to where I've seen a hero. Only vigilantes. It's a vigilante kind of place. Now, anyway, it's called Webtoons. Web comics. I think it's. You know what? Let me just. Yeah, Webtoon. Now, in this place, I decided to give him abilities of either A. Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, basically turn him to a ghoul so that way he can fight. He'll pretty much have all those abilities that he had. Let's see. I think I'll just reduce it to like season 1, and I guess season 2, because I didn't watch the rest of it just to be like, oh, yeah, I know. Or B, he could be a Saiyan. Well, not a Saiyan, but he has the abilities of a Saiyan. Let's see. C, he'll probably have the Force, and I will do a poll for this one. Or D, he could be Virgil. He'll have the abilities of Virgil. Now, anyway, the my OC will go to the OC named Alexander. We'll go into the Wellston. He'll go to Wellston High School. It's a private school, and not only that, there's a hierarchy system. So the character is not who he seems to be. For most of his life, he just tends to himself. But he one day wanted to be a hero. Now, this hero is just somebody who can protect the innocent. And depending on what you guys give me, the story will change drastically. So just know that. Now, this kid right here walks around the school halls, and while going there, he sees that there's a lot of people that look down on him. From his background, he was actually raised in a little cottage in the hills. Basically, there's schools right there where people just tend to themselves. It's kind of a gated community. Like I said, depending on what you guys pick, it will be whatever it is. So, Alexander decides to just see why people are hating him until he one day meets a guy, and we'll call him Zeke. Zeke looks at him and says that he really doesn't look all tough, and says, does he have any money on him? And Alex says, no, I don't. And he says, well, what about that bag of yours? It might have something, right? It looks pretty, uh, it looks pretty good. Looks like it's in good shape. And Alex says, well, I don't have that much stuff. I only have a laptop, my books, a pencil, some scissors. You know, just necessities. And Zeke looks at him, saying, really? Let me have the laptop, and I'll let you go. I won't even hit you. Zeke says, well, wait a minute. Well, what about my laptop? It's mine. And Zeke saying, with a smile on his face, I gave you one chance, and I was so considerate not to beating you up. This is when this is when Alex sees Zeke very up close and grabs him by the face and basically pushes him down and just starts kicking him in the stomach. He asks why is he doing this, but Zeke says, really? You really want to know? It's because you are not stronger than me. You are not strong. You are not stronger than me. Therefore, you don't have anything to say. You are a low-ranking person. You are a low-ranking human. I don't know. I actually don't know what the term is there again. But this is when a girl steps up for him, and her name is Serafina. Now, for those who don't know who she is, she's a down to earth kind of person. I guess she gets to the point. She's not scared of people, and she sees that. Well, my bad. Alex sees that Zeke is scared of her, and he says he's sorry, and he just starts walking away. This is when Alex basically gets up and says, "Hey, I'm sorry about that." She says, "It's good. Besides, you're one of the newer kids, right?" Alex says, "Yeah, I am, I am what they called a low tier ranker." And she says, "I don't really care about all that. But I'm glad that you're okay, though." This school is not really nice, but we try to keep everybody in line. And he says, "Ah, so you must be that term, a high ranker, right?" And she says, "Yes, I guess you could say that. I'm technically in this hierarchy. I am the queen." And he says, "Ah, the queen. You guys have a hierarchy system like that?" And she says, "Yes, but don't let it scare you." He says, "No, I don't. I'm not letting it scare me, but I guess you shouldn't talk to someone as low as me." And she says, "Don't go thinking like that. We're all here for a reason. You right now have the gift of learning here. So make some good friends, and I'll probably see you in the future." This is when Alex basically says, "All right," and he just leaves. He starts going to class and he starts looking at everybody around him. There's a few people that he's noticed. One is Zeke. The other one is a redheaded dude. And then another one is basically someone with green hair. And then he sees them all and he's like, "Wow, everybody has such weird hair. His is just naturally dark brown." Or, what does his look like? It looks like a greenish, darkish. You know what? He has weird hair too. So, well, forget everything I just said. And he says everybody looks so prestigious or so clean. And where Alex comes from, he lives in a little place. It's like gated. Nobody goes in. Nobody who's authorized there is going in. There's a bunch of people that worked hard to build what they. It's a place where everybody build a little society, but not a lot of people trust the people on the outside. This is when. This is why Alex is usually like to himself. Alex doesn't know a lot of people from the outside, so he's willing to learn. There was a little school for him back then where everybody, let's say they all had sessions where they train each other. They all built each other from the ground up. And a lot of them went to different high schools. And this is, well, Alex's turn. Right now, everybody thinks he's a low ranker. But I already told you right now, he could be either a ghoul, he could have the abilities of a ghoul, the abilities of a Saiyan, the abilities of freaking I just forgot. I need to rethink that one though. Or he has like the abilities of Virgil. But in the end, he's pretty much right now hiding his identity. Now, this is when Alex gets out of class and he sees a fight between a black-haired kid and a man with grayish hair. And this is when these two start fighting, and all he says is, "You're John, the cripple." Am I right? And this is when John basically says, "But I could still beat you without having an ability at all." And while these two are fighting, he sees that John just grabbed him and just threw him out the window. Now, pretty much shocked as he is that somebody just not only destroyed school property, but he basically killed a kid. This is when he actually sees the guy. This is when he actually sees through the window, seeing that the guy is okay, but he is beaten down a lot. And he looks at John. John looks at him with a smile and says, "Oh, hi. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to scare you. I was actually pretty scared myself." This is when basically a fight starts to ensue with two people. One with the kid with the red hair, and the other kid with yellowish. Not, it's called. I guess it's not a dirty blonde. Uh, he has like orange and black hair. These two are starting to fight, and Alex says, "I'm gonna go. I really don't want to see where this leads us to." And he says, "Yeah, that's a good idea." And he sees the kid with the red hair, and he feels like there's something familiar with him. But anyway, he jumps out. He jumps out of the way with a bunch of blasts, and he starts going to his other classes. After that, he wonders if there's anything he can do. When he tries to bend over and grab his pencil, though, because he did drop it. He dropped his pencil. I'm sorry right now. He dropped his pencil, and while dropping his pencil, he went to go pick it up. And while picking it up, he felt something in his body hurting. So he starts walking to the nurse's office and says that he might be a little hurt. And this is when the guy looks at him and says, "You do know that you broke a rib, right?" And he says, "Oh, really? I didn't know that." And the man right there, who doesn't give his name out, because, yeah, I do have to remember everything again, tells him that as long as he just gets healed up, as long as the healing works on him, and he doesn't start moving around every so often like that, his body will be back to normal. So yeah, that was his first day. He actually goes to the he actually goes back sheesh, my bad. He goes home where he meets his father and mother, who are smiling at him, saying, "Did he have a good night, a good day over there at school?" And this is when he says, "Yeah, I got to meet two people that are really kind. They're not bad. They're one of them is not even happy-ish most times than not, but she's all right. She's not bad to me at all." And the father says, "Oh, isn't he? I see. Why don't you go get her, Tiger?" The wife, her name, let's see. You know what? I'll go with the father's name is Roderick, and the woman's name is Melanie. So his father says that, and his mother just says, "Don't give him your freaking ideologies. I don't want my son to grow up as a pervert." And this is when the father looks at him and says, "Oh, a pervert, am I? Well, aren't you the one that fell in love with a pervert? You perverts." And these two start bickering a little bit and how freaking not John, how Alex should be raised. But Alex looks at this like, should he have really just paid attention to all this? And he goes back home with everybody not seeing a thing. And these two tell him that his training will start from today. And this is when Alex tells him that it's time for him to at least train his power. Now, why is he not OP? As some of you might think. Well, the thing about the society that that Alex and his parents live in, is a society of, not warriors per se, but, what's the word? They call themselves normals. Or they call themselves, they live in a normality-esque life, where they do not use their powers. After all, their lives are, well, normal. Yeah, sure, they train. Sorry about that. Yeah, sure, they train, but they don't actually use their abilities. They're quick to think on their feet, taking anything and everything as a weapon. Roderick's abilities is really weird because, well, Alex doesn't have the abilities that his parents have. He has his own power that the parents do not have. And with this, one day he's going to be the, I guess, mayor. And he has a lot of struggles right now growing up. He doesn't want to be one. He sure doesn't want to. He sure doesn't want to fight his parents or train. Every kid, I'll say it like this: every kid from 15 and well, from 14 and down are not allowed to use their powers. And including the parents, actually. The parents don't use their powers unless they're training their kids, which would be the ones that are 15 and older. They don't even use their powers at all. Depending on how the situation is, it could be always forgiven. But where Alex lives in, people try to rely more on their own abilities than their own powers, thus giving a society where people are not faulted for messing up at times. People here are nothing. Do not think of anything, so to say. Somebody who could be a high ranker and somebody could be in a low ranker can live in absolute harmony with each other. That's how this how the society that Alex lived in. But now people want to be sorry about that. People want to go to school. And I'll say it like this. There is, over the whole course of the United States of America, there is a small little province, a small little place, 14 acres big, that only the normalities live in. Where high ranking and low ranking are no longer a thing. Everybody is swore to secrecy on this, due to the whole thing of a government issue. And not only that, not all of them are weak. They've trained themselves from the ground up to be as strong with their powers as they can. Whether they choose to leave or not is completely up to them. Heck, even some of them become security just so they can use their powers for good. So that's why Alex lives, and that's why he will one day become a mayor at his own province. All the other, there's like 49 other provinces where he's at. And there's another one in one of the other countries that isn't in America. Because their influence kind of spread a tiny bit to the other side of another continent. But he is his own person. But he will one day become a mayor to lead the normalities. But he's gonna have his own strength. That's why I'm asking all of you guys to pick which one you guys want. So, like I said, he could be a ghoul. Well, the abilities of a ghoul, the abilities of a Saiyan, the abilities of Virgil from Devil May Cry 5. I did forget the other one. Oh yeah, the Force. The Force. Or something called Clear Aura. It's basically kind of like he doesn't look like he looks like a cripple, but his aura is always clear. Nobody can actually see a thing. That's what makes him dangerous because nobody can actually tell whether he's using his powers or not. That could be the fifth one. I do want you guys to pick because, well, I actually like when you guys pick. And I'll make sure to stay true to what I do. I won't just leave. I will try my hardest. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be hard. I do like doing this what ifing thing. And I know what I said back then. I know I said, I think a week ago, I did say that it's driving me down to the ground. Oh, sorry. It's driving me down to the ground. Everything is still sucks, but I did a live stream yesterday, or 3 days ago, and it actually got me to wondering myself that do I really suck? No homo, no homo. I have to do better. That's why I'm gonna study more on my content. Yeah, sure, I'm still gonna work, but every night I will still try to find a way how to make a story better. Do that narration that I used to do back then. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna try to stay true to what I say on this, because I really don't want to fail anymore on you guys. I feel like I keep failing you guys. I keep failing you all, and I feel like well, I guess a failure. So don't worry. I'll try my best here. It's not my best isn't always everything, but it's better than nothing at all. So, anyway, I hope you all like, comment, and do subscribe to the channel here, people. This has been the Fallout Word if you're here. Bye.